I can't believe it's over. I'm really gonna miss it. Okay. Hello, and welcome to another short puppet review. Today, I'm covering the new How to Train Your Dragon 3, The Hidden World. And let me dry the tears out for a moment. I still can't believe it's all over. Well, first of all, wow. Once again, true to all the previous How to Train Your Dragons, what a visually stunning film. The animation quality just keeps going up with each How to Train Your Dragon sequel, and this was no exception. It was truly gorgeous to watch, and to notice all the little details from the equipment to the tools and even the dragons themselves. There was just so much to see visually that you could probably take one whole shitting through this movie, just looking at all the visual details and not paying attention to the story. And in terms of the story, I remember back when the second How to Train Your Dragon came out, the director commented that the third one would feel kind of like Return of the Jedi did for the original trilogy of Star Wars, where we have this big epic saga and then it all wraps up. You see the pieces that you've wanted to see for a while. You see conclusions and goodbyes and everything coming to a nice tidy resolution in the end. And especially following the original books that were made, it follows the same lines of, well, the dragons, they aren't here in the modern world, and supposedly this explains why we don't have them. We're not good enough for them. I mean, I might be good enough, I'm a fruit bat, but you, people, stop being so greedy so we can have dragons. The story of Hiccup and Toothless is really one to last through the ages. We saw them come together at the very beginning, we saw them overcome great obstacles, and now they face one of the hardest challenges of growing up, letting things go. In this case, Hiccup and Toothless having to part ways after being literally so attached to each other over the years, to go off, find, and protect their own worlds. Toothless to run the land of the dragons in the hidden world with his new girlfriend there, and Hiccup off to be the true chief of Burke and to take the people their own way. And that can be really tough. You kind of see the struggle overall. Not only is Hiccup kind of struggling to maintain chief duties, while also wanting to keep his ideals of being able to protect and save all dragons, but also to be able to maintain his relationship with Toothless as he's beginning to realize it's not the same as it was when they first started their friendship. They've both grown up and evolved in different ways, and now it's time for them to move on and discover things for themselves. And that's a hard lesson to learn because sometimes we do outgrow our friends. We do reach a point where we do have to walk away and let ourselves and that friend grow as individual people in their own worlds. But that doesn't mean you don't stop becoming friends with them. It just means you might not be as close as you once were. And that's a pretty mature lesson there, and a really tough one to swallow. So I applaud the DreamWorks team for tackling such a difficult subject. And that's one thing How to Train Your Dragon has always done well. They've been one of DreamWorks' best for a reason, and being able to tackle more complex situations is one of those reasons. Now, while the main story mainly focuses around Toothless and Hiccup as usual, we got a lot of the side characters that help build up stuff too. We got Valka and Astrid as kind of Hiccup's support system. Gobbard puts in a little bit of advice where he can, and the rest of the cast is just kind of comedic plot, as well as being good backup in battles. But the biggest thing here is the villain, of course, because who could forget Drago from the last sequel? Definitely fans were going to compare this new villain, Grimmel, to Drago. And well, Grimmel's evil, but he's a different kind of level. You can't really compare the two together. It's following entirely different paths. If Drago was an embodiment of Hiccup, if he had chosen to rule dragons over fear as opposed to trust. Oh no, Toothless! As I was trying to say, what was I trying to say? If Drago was an embodiment of Hiccup, if he chose to try and rule dragons over fear as opposed to trust, Grimmel is Hiccup's embodiment of what would have happened if he had just killed Toothless back in the first movie instead of letting him live. He's got no remorse for dragons. He sees nothing of value to them other than their beasts to be destroyed and controlled. And it kind of is this realization, and Hiccup he doesn't even try to really win Grimmel over. He tries to understand why he's doing it, but with Drago, he tried to reason Drago out of doing what he's doing. With Grimmel, he just kind of went, yeah, nope, this isn't gonna work. Let's just blow the place up. So it's good to see that he's kind of realized he can't necessarily change everyone's mind, but bless his little twiggy heart, he still tries. There's not really much to say about the other secondary characters. They're there. I mean, you know, they exist. There is this really funny scene with Ruffnut and Grimmel, which I never saw coming, but it was super funny to watch. It was kind of a good lighthearted piece there. I'm not going to go into details, but I was surprised about that. It was decent. You're not going to fall again, right? Good. And of course, we get all the tie-ups that fans had been waiting for since, well, the end of the first movie and even into the second movie. We see Hiccup and Astrid finally tie the knot. They got kids of their own, Toothless and his girlfriend, the Light Fury, which, by the way, she's never given a name because she's considered even more wild and unruly, just kind of a creature that doesn't really trust people. So she's never given a name, which I thought was very thoughtful of them. It kind of represented how she was related to humans. Toothless had a deep relationship with humans, especially with Hiccup, so that's why he has a pet name, whereas the Light Fury never gets a name because she never gets that connection with the humans. There is a moment at the end in the near climax where she learns to eventually trust Hiccup, but it takes a long way to get there. So you see Hiccup and Astrid get married, they have kids, Toothless and the Light Fairy get, I don't know, the dragon version of married and have their own kids. And it kind of ends off with this speech from Hiccup of why the dragons aren't around anymore and how they're still there, just in secret, and only the people of Berk know the truth. And maybe one day, if the rest of the world learns to be kind and respectful, they too will be able to learn the secret of the dragon. But considering the way things are going, I don't think that'll be anytime soon. But that was it. That was the conclusion to the How to Train Your Dragon franchise. Arguably DreamWorks' best franchise of all time. They never really had a lot of hit or misses. This was, I still consider that this is DreamWorks' absolute best. The first one just made so many landmarks for the company. It took them up to a whole new level. It made people realize that they could do amazing quality just like Disney and Pixar, and they weren't just, you know, the fun parody joking around company. They could get serious. And even though How to Train Your Dragon is over, and I'm very sad about it, it's for the best. You know, it ended well. I liked the way it ended. And you know, it is time to move on. And hopefully the people at DreamWorks have some more creative ideas under their belt that can come to fruition just as wonderfully as How to Train Your Dragon has. Although I've seen their recent lineup and at the moment it doesn't look too promising. If you like this video, make sure to put a pause up and press that like button. Comment up below, what did you think about The Hidden World? This was a movie that we were really excited for a long time. Basically, the second that the first trailer dropped and we found out this was going to be a thing, we've been waiting for it ever since then. And it finally came to the day we were so excited to go see it. I'm so excited. The weather is not good outside, but we went anyway because we were going to see dragons come rain or snow or whatever else is going on out there. I don't even care anymore because I saw the dragons and I'm happy. And also, if you got any suggestions of what we should do a review on next, you can leave a comment below for that as well. I don't know how much I'm going to cover in the future, but there's some stuff that I need to look into. I know there's some more things that are coming up. I just don't know when, so I'll have to check the dates on those. But there is always something to review and look into. As for next week, if you're hanging out on this channel, if you like Let's Plays, if you like Pokemon, you'll definitely want to check out Lucy's last week. She is completing Pokemon Sun. Her battle with the Elite Four has finally come. Will Lucy make it out on top? Or will she crumble underneath the power of the giant and awesome powerful Pokemon? You'll have to stay tuned and subscribe to find out. Or, we could just leave links in this video somewhere when they come out, whenever that happens. And with that, this was a long night for me. I can't believe I'm yawning. I'm a bat. Nighttime is when I'm at my brightest. Maybe just a little nap.